24 alphabet, and he just trying to make the best out of it. And he was a successful businessman. He owned a dye company, a fabric dye company. And my
Mhm.
mom never got through fifth grade. So both of them come from a lot of tragic inherited traumas from their own prior generations. So to be able to get us out of Vietnam and give us the opportunity, that speak volumes. So
Definitely. No, definitely. Well, I love that you shared that. Let me ask you if you can share one story of, that's in the book that that would, other than, there's like a lot of them, but maybe just share one of the story if you can, one of the stories in your book right now that can give the listeners a little bit more of an idea of how great this book is.
any particular story? There's so many. I'm not sure which one do you want to hear.
Well, there's a few that I write about. I mean, I
About my relationship or about
sure.
my work ethics or about,
I think
anything.
it's very interesting about your work ethic. I think that's
Mhm.
really something that I as you were talking about with
Right.
the discipline and that. Yeah.
Yeah, so my dad got a very disciplinary person. He is the man of the law, of the rule, and my mom is super frugals and always looking for small opportunity. So dad's got a big vision. Mom just sees something in front of her and she just grabbed opportunity in front of her. She is not a long projection visionary person, but so I was able to always, be like mom, always looking for small chances of things that I can make money or can. Yeah, and she's a great networking person. She build relationship anywhere she goes, and she's a very likable person. So I think I pick up that, and I can talk to people from all ages, and I get my dad's analytical skills and detail oriented. So I think I pick up the best of both worlds. Not that I didn't pick up any bad habit too. I do have that, but I'm working on that. But recognizing that I have that enormous working ethic. I mean, I've worked 2, 3 jobs in my high school, scrubbing toilets and babysitting and work in the library, work in the lab, whatever I can in the department store to supplement my own tuitions and my own allowance. I never asked for anything. I get my own scholarship and work 2, 3 jobs to fund that and maintaining the grades just to be in Villanova. So I think my whole life is just following the example that my parents have set for me. And those are the things that I carry on and be successful in life because whatever I set my mind to, I'm completely eat,
You're very
bleed, sleep,
determined.
breathe. Yes, I would
Yes.
do everything just to get there.
I
So
can see that, and I would definitely characterize you from the times that I've talked with you that you're definitely, you could tell you're a woman of action. I would
thank
say
you.
that you're a woman of action. So thank you for sharing that. Let's just cut to, before I ask you our main question of the podcast, but let's cut to a little bit about what your mission is today in what you're doing and wanting to do in the community. One of the first steps was to publish, this impactful book to inspire, people from your story and to give them, hope and inspiration. But can you talk about, maybe just describe, what is one of your best days in what you're doing right now in your life, which is a change this year,
Oh,
especially coming to
definitely.
public health. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I want to tell the audience just never say never. Never put a limit in your limitation because for many years I never thought I'm going to be a speaker nor an author because English absolutely is not my first language, not second, not third. I would line up as a sixth because I've learned 3 different dialect in Chinese and then Vietnamese, and I learned French before I learned English when I came to America.
Okay.
So I mean, so it's a language that very confusing to me, and many years I have no confidence that I would be able to write anything, let alone a book. But like I said, never put limitation anything because when you think you'll never be able to do it, but if you put your mind to it, uh, I I am now an author and I am an emerging speaker because I have been practicing speaking for the last 4 years, and actually for the last 15 years since I start out my own business, walking away from the corporate America and being in a business where speaking is crucial, because if you don't speak, nobody knows who you are. So it's kind of forcing me to speaking on somebody else's platform, or I create my own platform to speak. So I really enjoy that, not just to speak for no reason. And now I am, speaking with purposeful. And my message is I want to inspire people to be able to live to their potential, because every single one of us will get into adversity at some point. I mean, right now is a pandemic, is a big, huge that impacted everybody. But even when no pandemic, you will get into some days, things that you need to be in the dark, and you got to find your way out. And so I don't want people to even miss their own opportunity, even when in their darkest moment, because I have been there many times, and I always find a crack of light or lit a candle and find my way out. And I know people can do it if they prepare, advance their mindset, and turn the situation around with the purposeful thinking in their mind.
See,
and
that's what.
Yeah, that's what pleased me when I speak, or people read my book and they see some useful message that inspire them to charge ahead in their life, even during the adversity or in the obstacle moment in their lives.
It's so positive. I get a couple hashtags for you. No limitation is one of your hashtags,
Oh,
and then you
great.
also said, find my way out. So just spoken like a true survivor, and someone that we should be inspired to follow, because you take what you have around you, but you keep moving forward, and I love that. Okay, well, it's time to ask our question. So this podcast was based around the question, what no one knows. If you would share something with our listeners that, very few human beings on this planet know about, I would appreciate it. So what does no one know, Lee?
Well, I guess no one knows that I cry in my first rehearsal speech when I was presenting a scientific presentation at the symposium at the work that I was doing as a research chemist 30 years ago, I think, a little more than, about 30 years. That was 1991 or something like that, almost 30 years ago. So at the rehearsal, I was crying in front of an empty auditorium. No audience. It was just a rehearsrsal. It's a speech rehearsal, and my tears just streaming down. I could not speak. I mean, this is not like telling my life story. This is talking about molecules and how it interact. And I was so nervous that I cried, and I knew at that time that I really need help if I want to calm my nerve, and luckily that rehearsal took me out of the grief. And the next day I gave the speech, and I didn't cry, and I actually make people laugh. And I know that I can achieve that.
There you go.
That's why I seek out to Toastmaster and practice every day.
I love it. And I know you're part of the speaker group here in Tampa, the National Speakers Group.
Yes,
Is that what it is?
yes. And I took the
So
academy last year, and I graduated from the NSA Academy.
see how rock star you are. So everyone listening that has that fear of public speaking, she started there, and then now you're on the other side. So, well, thank you so much. That's all the time we have, but thank you, LEA TRAN, and please buy the book. I did not miss the boat. It's a nice read. It moves fast, and you'll be surprised at what she
Can
went
I do
through
a
that
little
she's sharing.
plug-in? Can
Go
I do
ahead.
a little plug-in real quick?
Yep.
I mean, right now for the month of November, for Thanksgiving, if anyone that will buy 2 books for their friends on my website, leatran.com, I will give a free book to that person. So
Very
you buy
nice.
2 and get 1 free. It's only on my website because Amazon does not have that kind of code. So, and I will sign for it. Yeah, the website is
yep, go ahead.
leatran.com,
Right.
LEATRAN.com. And thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to your audience. And I hope I get to know everyone, and especially if you want to know me more in detail. The book is the only place that you will walk with me the journey completely from Vietnam to America.
Yes. All right. Okay. Well, thank you again. And thank you for listening to the now sponsored podcast of What No One Knows. See you next.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, What No One Knows. If you have a story to share, contact Now Publishing at publish@nowscpress.com. Visit our website, publishwithnow.com, for a free download from our The 90-Day Author book, and let Now Publishing build, publish, and sell your book.